Our biggest challenge is finding good people and keeping good people. And I'm not real worried that it's millennial or not, or baby boomer or not. It's still about attracting good people, and I think that what we have is a very attractive industry. We've got to make sure that our people, we've got to figure out how do we implement technology, how do we make it as professional as it can possibly be, and yet we still have to have people who can communicate, who can still build relationships, and who can do the work. If we're able to build companies that are profitable, and we're able to make sure that we're able to pay our people well, and that they have a career opportunity. And I think that's what people need to look at, is that this is a career growth industry, and that if I come into this industry, I can grow with the company or I can grow with the industry. That's the picture we've got to paint, but we've really got to paint it as being a very professional industry. And I think we're doing a good job of that, but everybody's going to be struggling to find people. And we've got to compete, and we've got to be able to paint our picture to be as attractive as it can possibly be.
It's very, very difficult to find really good, talented people that want to come into our industry. That's, I believe, our biggest struggle as an industry right now, is finding talented people that we can develop.
That can be the biggest limitation. I think all of us would say that it's difficult to get, to hire the people to do the things that we want to do. And the real key is finding those folks. I'm hopeful that things are turning a little bit relative to employment, relative to the new scheme in politics. I've always been one that's opposed to over-regulation, and not only on the pesticide side, but on the employment side. So I'm hopeful that that will pay some dividends. And I think pretty much any one of us in business would have unlimited growth if we had unlimited resource of people.
Well, I think the best way to attract anyone is always pay. The better you pay, the better person, not better person, but you're going to be able to attract a big pool of people. Not saying that you're going to get a better person for that. But I think you need a person, a pest manager, who really enjoys pest control, who really enjoys talking to people, and they emphasize the importance of our industry.
Well, that's the million-dollar question. We continuously have problems. One of our, in Washington State as an example, and you're probably seeing this in a number of other states with the marijuana legalization issues and whatnot. Finding qualified employees that can pass a criminal background check and a drug screen and a DMV check is becoming increasingly difficult. We're attempting through better wages to attract employees, and that seems to be relatively successful in some of our markets.
It's a challenging one for someone of my age, because from the old school, you got to show up, you got to do your job and listen to me. But we also have to be more open to lifestyle, and millennials want to more or less have a flexible work week, want to have more time for themselves and their families. So we just have to be more aware, maybe change some company policies. We have to be aware of the changing workforce.
Well, I mean, money. Money is always a big one. I think if we get more involved with schools where there's a lot of pest management that goes on, like at Purdue, we get more of a relationship. Some companies have a pipeline to Purdue. I think if more companies were able to attract young talent from places like Purdue and things like that, I think you would see a more professional growth within our industry. But I think mentoring is a big thing in our industry. I think more and more pest control companies talk to each other, help each other out. I think mentoring is a big thing in our industry.